Hey guys, we're here with Esteban.
What's up?
So he also went to Pasadena Regionals, and what place did he get?
I got 25th. I went X2-1 after 10 rounds. So 2 losses, 1 draw. 2 losses to Sky Striker, and my draw, Sky Striker.
Oh damn! So you need to prepare for that Sky Striker matchup.
Apparently, but I'm gonna side 15 cards for Sky Striker from now on.
Okay, cool. All right, so should we get into deck profile?
Yeah, so I played Zefra Endymion. So it's almost the same from last deck profile that I did, but I made a few changes, so check it out. So of course, 3-0 hit this guy, his brick. Some people don't play this card, but I really like the power of this card because when they hand trap you, sometimes to do the guard dragon combo, you just need the Electromite, dragon here, and you need any monster that you could special summon, and this guy gets you the extra monster. So this guy is a great extender. He's a really good card, and he's scale 8, and you don't play that many scale 8, so that's why he's super important. Of course, MVP and the 1 brick. I dropped this down to 1. Remember in another deck profile I was saying that I really want to get the +1 from this, even if I draw 1. But I figured that if I'm already special summoning this guy, or even if I draw it, it's already a good hand, so I'm probably already in a winning position as long as I can summon this. So the +1 wouldn't really matter at that point. So I tried it out at 1, and it was really good the whole weekend. I only drew this like twice, and the rest of the time I would search it. So 3 of the best card. And the other really good card, this one. This card is amazing. It's why I like this deck, because with this you could special summon that guy or this card. So when you summon these guys before you do your Electromite, so your Electromite will probably go through. Like when you summon this, when this is in the scale and you activate effective special, if they don't Ash this, that means most likely they don't have Ash. So instead of summoning this, I summon this because they might have an impermanence at that point. And if they have Veiler, I don't care about Veiler because I still keep Electromite. And as long as I have Electromite and the 2 arrows, I'm gonna combo off. So that's why that's good. The Zefra engine, these 2. And you need to play 3 scale 7s and 1 low scale. So I like this because it's level 4. It has a good effect, blows up floodgates. This guy is the best one to send with this. This one's also good, blows up sets. The card I was trying out was this one. I had Zefra Wendy before, but the effect to add guy from the extra deck to the hand with Zefra Wendy never comes up. So I'd rather play this guy because he's similar to Chronograph. If one of your Zefra cards is destroyed and this is in the grave or hand, it specials itself. And he's also a dragon. So in the worst case scenario, if you draw trash, you could just pendulum this and this guy and you still make the Heretic Link. So that's why I play that. And this card is really good, but I don't play 3 because I don't want to draw 2 of this because he's level 10 and you can't pendulum summon it. So at that point you're playing with a -1 in your hand. And the other one of Aether and the Strudo. This card was amazing the whole weekend. When you go first, you set up the combo and then you disrupt your opponent with him. But if you're going second, you can OTK people with this card. Like against a Thunder Dragon player, he opened up with 2 Colossus, and I summoned this card 3 times. So I banished 2 Colossus, and he also had a Link Monster the 3rd time And the Strudo. I've been talking shit on this card for the longest time. This is my official apology video. The Strudo was good this weekend. It was really, really good. Because yes, when I go first, I combo off, special this, put it in the graveyard. I usually don't pay half of my life points to bring it back and make a synchro, because I just end up with like the Jackal. Like this is my turn 1 board, like all the time, like that. So my turn 1 board is always this, and I have this Strudo in the graveyard. I could either special it here and synchro with these 2, but instead I leave it in the graveyard and this will be my follow-up play. And sometimes a couple of players did break through all of this and this, and I had the Strudo in the graveyard and it saved me a lot. Also, he's a dragon, so even if you break, you can still make this card. So the Strudo, I'm sorry, you're a good card. Please forgive me. Alright, so that's that. Now for spells, of course, 3, because you want to see Servant of Endymion. And I bumped this up to 3. I was playing 2, but I realized that anytime you open up with this, that makes your hand good, so I bumped this up to 3. And it's a combo deck, so 3 Call by the Grave.
Hey.
Yes, and I want to see the MVP in the graveyard, so still 3 cards that send the MVP to the graveyard. And then also have a bunch of field spells. Not really, I have 3 field spells. So 2 Oracle of Zefra, 2 Terraformings, 1 Set Rotation, and 1 Dragon Ravine.
Ooh.
So all these cards, if I see any of these cards in my starting hand, the hand is good. This card was really good. Like, it's at 1, but when I saw it, it was like game breaking. Like, one game I gave this to my opponent and I said this, and then my opponent was playing like a field spell deck. I forgot, I think it was Sky Striker or might have been True Draco, but for whatever reason he couldn't get rid of this, so I stopped him for like 1 or 2 turns and then I won. And this card is really risky, but you have to play another field spell for the set rotation. I was also playing Sky Iris, but I took out the Sky Iris cards for the 3 Call by the Graves. And this card is very risky because it gets Ash, it gets Ogred. But the easiest way to find out if they have Ash or Ogre is activating this and send something. But if you send this, or if you send the MVP and this gets Ash or Ogre, you don't care, so it's fine. And then I'll start because it's a spell and the 1 counter trap.
Hey.
So main deck was 41.
Cool.
Now extra deck. The extra deck I only used like 10 cards maybe. So I might just play 2 ofs from now on. I wish I could play 2 of this, but it's a 1. So 1. Make that. And then that brings out the MVP, the other MVP, and then this. So every game I summon these cards, every single game. When I go first, all of these. But when I go second, instead of this, I bring out this, and then I win. Against Salamangreats, I usually OTK them with this if they don't have enough disruptions. So the Salamangrate matchup is kind of easy, but the Sky Striker one was pretty hard. Let's see what else. These 2. This card came up a lot, like 4 times, and it gave me games, so I really like this card. I just put it here to test it this weekend and it was good, like this regional. This card I summoned it like twice, it was okay, I might cut it, but from now on this card's really cool. The one thing I don't like is dark, so when they have super poly, it's live. Otherwise, they don't have really good targets for super poly because this guy's a win and this one's a light. And then I just have Jackal King, so one game it was Salamangreat guy, he did super poly and he used this and then his Salamangreat monster to summon the beat stick.
What?
But then he couldn't activate the effect to boost his attack, because if he did I could just negate it with the Jackal King and destroy it. So yeah, so that's why I like my opening board, because it doesn't auto lose to super poly like Pendulum Magicians do, sadly.
Damn.
Yeah, I like Pendulum Magicians, but super poly is too dangerous of a card.
Yep.
And then these 2, like, I know these cards seem to be power crept, but against Sky Striker you cannot grind with them because that deck grinds like crazy. And my deck does not. I only have a good turn 1 and 2, and then from there I have no gas. So you just want to end the game quickly. And sometimes they don't have a lot of disruption, they just have like a Shizuku. So if you could summon this and like the Boral Sword, that's like 9,000 damage. This attack Shizuku effect, and then attack twice with this. So that's why I play this, because it's the quickest way to OTK people.
Cool.
Now for the... Oh, and then this card. This card was really good because it's generic and it points down and it's 2. And now for the underperformers of the weekend, these 3 cards suck. So I will take these out.
You never made Dweller? But Dweller's so good against Orchest. And even Salamangreat sometimes.
Yes, but every time I go first, I have this, the counter trap, and either Jackal King or the Mighty Master of Magic. So when I do the big combo, I just win. Like, I never have a chance to make Dweller.
It's not needed now, yeah. But what if people start Setting in this fear mode or something.
If you sphere mode this, it still triggers. That's fine.
Oof. Okay, so Dweller not needed in pendulums.
In this build, I feel like I know Dweller's a great card, but it never happened. This card summoned it 0 times, and then this card was just literally there. This could have been like Gaia the Dragon Champion. It would have not mattered. So I was thinking this would be like a second LP, second Agar Pain, and would like another Vortex. That's how much. Like, I hate these cards. So that's in the main deck. And then side deck. I think this was the best card this weekend, Twin Twister. It always saved me from Per Order and Floodgates. Every time I saw this, like, I was winning.
Yeah.
I had this for Sky Striker. The funny thing is, the times I lost to Sky Striker, I got 2-0'd, so I never got to go second.
Oh, wow.
I was like, okay, I lost game 1, I'll win game 2, and then game 3 I'm gonna go second with this, and I'm gonna OTK them. But we never got to game 3 because for whatever reason, I either bricked going first, or like they broke my board, and then it was sad. It was a sad day, but I would keep this card. This was for Orcust, but I played against 0 Orcust.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so, but I think this card's really good, so I would still keep it in the side deck. It also blocks rogue decks like Dinos, so they can't do the pill. This card was for the mirror match in Thunder Dragon. The one round I played against Thunder Dragon, I drew this, but the Thunder Dragon player bricked, so he just had a monster here and 1 Colossus. And then my hand was 3 high scales, 1 Time Gazer, and this, and like something irrelevant.
Sad.
So I literally couldn't play through 1 Colossus, and I set a monster, and then next turn he went off, and I died. But game 3 I won, but so I might take this out. I don't know about this. 2 Ash. I only played 2, but I did see this every time I sided it in, and it gave me games. So because this card overperformed, I would definitely side 3 Ash Blossom. And if you notice, I only played 14 in the side deck because the 15 card was Zefra War, and the night before the event I realized I wanted to play that card, so I put 1 to the side and I forgot to put it in my deck box. So at the regional I was running around looking for Zefra War, but instead I found people with common MST in their binders and like common Spellbinding Circle, but nobody had a Zefra War. So I had to play the regional without Zefra War because I wanted to search out for Mystic Mind decks.
Sad.
And here's the Zefra War that was at home.
Alright.
So, yeah, luckily I never needed it, but I just kept thinking that I would have had 1 more card in my side deck.
Yeah. That's good. So what deck are you gonna play in the YCS?
Probably a Magician deck, probably a Pendulum deck.
Damn.
Not sure, but I like this deck a lot, so I might play this too. Other thoughts. I liked all the matchups. I never felt like this deck couldn't like compete with any other decks. The problem, I did notice that Sky Striker can break through most of my negates, and also one of my best cards, which is this card, gets like very little value against Sky Strikers because they could just summon Ray and attack it. And if I tribute to bounce, like, okay, yeah, they chain the Ray, and I could bounce what they bring out, but then Ray will trigger Engrave. And then this would also trigger, but since they're a turn player, they're chain link 1, I'm chain link 2. So I would summon the Banish guy, but they still haven't summoned the Ray, so the Banish guy gets no value.
And you can negate Ray with like your other negates?
No, well, the problem is they have like the Afterburners, they have Widow Anchor, so they have a lot of cards to bait out my negates before they go into Ray. And if their 6th card is engaged, at that point they start losing because they search Afterburners, blow up a guy, blow up a scale, and the way the combo works, you spend your entire hand, almost your entire hand, building up the board and your scales.
Yeah.
So I really like this deck, but it doesn't have like that good of a recovery.
You just gotta side deck those Eradicators and go into a dark 2500 attack, and that's it.
I do have one right here. So I think that will be the new strategy. Who knows?
Yeah.
But overall, this deck's pretty fun, so I'll probably continue playing it.